I play fitting music. Oh my god. What the blue hell is wrong with those idiots Brainless France and Mike Ton of Hell? It wasn't bad enough that NASCAR did not black flag Carl Edwards for jumping the restart, but now this happens. Clint Bowyer spins to draw a caution. Bowyer's spin turned out to be on purpose to try and stop Ryan Newman from winning. It succeeded, with the most evil driver in NASCAR winning, who won illegally because he jumped the last restart, and those morons let Edwards get away with it. Thanks a lot for starting my anger that week that way. Oh, but it gets worse. David Gilliland gives up spots, and Brian Vickers falsely pits to give Joey Logano multiple spots. And I mean multiple spots. What happens as a result of all of this? Well, here's what happened. NASCAR penalized Michael Waltrip Racing $300,000 and penalized all three of their drivers 50 points before they decided to reset the chase. Martin Truex Jr., who really didn't benefit from any of this, is knocked out of the chase because of this and replaced by Ryan Newman, while Clint Bowyer, who was one of the main parts of the controversy to begin with, had his penalty negated by the reforming of the point standings. And Brian Vickers really doesn't matter because he's not running for points in Sprint Cup in 2013. So basically, out of all of this, the one person on MWR who did not participate in this little Screwjob thing gets screwed by NASCAR and gets falsely replaced by Ryan Newman. Bullshit! In addition to this, Joey Logano and David Gilliland were also found guilty of the exact same thing at a higher level and more intently, but neither one of their teams were really penalized money or points, but the entire organization of both teams, Front Row Motorsports and Penske Racing, was given probation for the rest of the year. In addition, Jeff Gordon was added to the chase, but Joey Logano was not removed. Bullshit! Why was Martin Truex removed when his teammates basically had no effect on his running position and eventual outcome in the race? Why was Joey Logano retained when clearly he benefited from not only Brian Vickers' team's actions, but David Gilliland's as well? Not to mention the evidence against Logano and Gilliland was way more clear and evident than the evidence against Michael Waltrip Racing. Look at these snippets. Do you see anywhere that this benefited Martin Truex? No. This benefited Joey Logano way more than it did Truex. NASCAR basically penalizing only Truex and virtually no one else shows their bias towards certain drivers. They just flat out told us they don't like Truex right here. They also told us they like Logano and Gordon, possibly Newman too, based on your perspective, which wouldn't shock me to be honest. Also, what is the point of penalizing the teammates of Front Row Motorsports and Penske Racing? Brad Keselowski, David Reagan, and Josh Wise have nothing to do with their teammates' shenanigans, nor does Martin Truex Jr. in terms of his teammates. Logano benefited way more than Truex, so throw Logano out and put Truex back in. Duh! It is Bowyer and Logano who should have been eliminated from the chase, not Truex. NASCAR basically screwed Martin Truex to benefit Ryan Newman, much like Triple H screwed Daniel Bryan to benefit Randy Orton. That's right, Martin Truex is Daniel Bryan, and Ryan Newman is now Randy Orton. NASCAR, you've become WWE, and not in a good way, because for some reason WWE is trying to become TNA, which, by the way, I quit watching at the end of 2008 because of their little method that you two are now trying to get into called Benefit the Baddie, Or basically all that it is the baddies get their way every freaking week. It's boring, pathetic, moronic, and I'm personally sick and fucking tired of it. I don't tolerate that so easily anymore. So here's what I'm gonna do, and this is just me, it might be your thing in the future as well, and personally I hope it is because it'll teach NASCAR a lesson. Like I've said in other videos, if Kasey Kahne and Dale Earnhardt Jr., who by the way are the only two good guys left in the chase, both finish 11th or worse in the chase, I will quit watching the Sprint Cup Series and only watch the Truck Series. It's already too late for the Nationwide Series, so just the trucks. However, regardless of where Kasey and Dale finish, if the 2013 champion turns out to be one of the three illegal drivers in the chase, Clint Bowyer, Joey Logano, and Ryan Newman, I will quit all of NASCAR. NASCAR, Clint Bowyer, Brian Vickers, Joey Logano, and David Gilliland, you have disgraced my home track for good. And Brainless Friends and Mike Tunefeld have done the same to NASCAR, permanently. And I will never forgive any of you for that. And that's my final answer.